Hi, I'm the Nature Guy, and I'm coming to you from inside the Nature Center at Camp Asable. And today I want to talk about pitcher plants. So this is a pitcher plant, and it's got its name because each one of these specialized leaves here, whether they're red or green, they're actually little tubes or little pitchers to hold, like you hold water. And so this is why it's called a pitcher plant. Now, these specialized leaves are really important. It turns out that this kind of plant is what we call a carnivorous plant. Carnivorous plants eat animals, and in this case, insects. Now, most green plants outside the trees and the grass and the other flowers, they're green and do what we call photosynthesis. And photosynthesis is where the green pigments, the chlorophyll, attracts the energy from the sun and creates sugar for the plant, which it uses to grow and create its various structures. Carnivorous plants sometimes can do photosynthesis, like this green one. This is a young pitcher plant. This one here is an older leaf of a pitcher plant, and it's lost its green and in fact has turned kind of reddish. We'll talk about that in a minute. So why do some plants eat insects? Well, it's because they grow in really poor soil. Most plants get nitrogen from the soil, and they need that to produce their proteins, the amino acids, and then the proteins that the plant needs. Pitcher plants grow in bogs where it's very acidic and there isn't much nitrogen available. It's actually sort of a floating mat of vegetation. There's water underneath, so there's not really a good source of nitrogen for these guys to grow. And so they have the ability to capture insects. And those insects then, because they're made of protein and other things, that's the supply of nitrogen that these plants get. So here's how it works. These little tubes aren't empty. They fill up with a little bit of fluid, not so much rainwater as it is digestive juices, the same kind of stuff that our stomach produces to digest the food we eat. Well, this has a tube that's partly filled with digestive juices. The top opening is actually kind of slippery, and it also produces a smell. Some smell like rotten meat, okay, attracting flies. Some actually give off an odor like nectar, so attracting insects that would be normally looking for flowers. They crawl up, they stand on the edge, and they slip and fall down. It's called a pitfall trap. So the pitfall is they get on the edge, it's slippery, they slide down, and inside the tube, if we could see down inside the details microscopically, there are downward pointing hairs all the way down. So the insect slips and falls in and can't crawl out. And if it falls down into the digestive juices, then it gets digested over several days, and the nitrogen is absorbed, and the plant can continue to grow. So pitcher plants are kind of interesting. They're not the only carnivorous plants. There's other types of carnivorous plants. You've maybe seen Venus flytraps where they kind of have two leaves with little teeth on them, and they can capture quickly an insect when it steps on a little trigger. Also, here at Camp Asable, we have something called sundew, which is a really small plant with little droplets of sticky stuff on it and little hairs. And so the insects are walking along, they get trapped on that, and the leaf will fold up and digest the insect as well. So there's more than one type of carnivorous plant, but today we're talking about the pitcher plant. So what's the lesson we could learn from this pitcher plant? Well, a pitfall trap works really well, and Satan is out trying to trick us up. He's trying to get us to go do things that will just be hurtful for us. God in the Bible has told us the things that we should do so that we can be happy. But Satan has all these traps out there that he's trying to get us to fall into. Let's not fall into one of Satan's pitfall traps. Let's stay true to God. Thanks very much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye now.